the expectations were really high, because I think we played really good CS like at the RMR, like the first one. But maybe we even like it went too good, because we felt that like we were actually really good, you know. So maybe we needed like a kick in our ass like before this, because maybe this wouldn't happen, because we were, as I said, like we thought that we were really good.
Add some fun to your space with Xtrfy, designed in Sweden with focus on quality products built on experience. You're looking at Project 4, their 4th generation of products with super cool colorways to stand out, with matching sets to satisfy with a solid B4 bungee, lightweight ergonomic M4 mouse, the K4 keyboard is fantastic, all of which are performance focused, and finish it off with colorful GP4 mouse mats that are bold in design and smooth on the surface. The retro theme in particular has got the feels. Complete your setup with Xtrfy. No regrets, guaranteed.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. Now that my search is over, it's gonna be a tough choice. But fortunately, no need to choose. When you can just have them all. Buy and sell skins on Bitskins.com.
Bet. Your bet, your game.
Hello and welcome to HLTV Confirmed, live from Rio, second episode here from Brazil at the Major. Playoffs are starting today, and alongside me we have Striker, hampus, and djL. Before I introduce everyone, just have to shout out the sponsors, Xtrfy, Bitskins, and N1Bet. Thanks for supporting this and making this possible, and yeah, thanks for everyone watching, also making this possible. Let's introduce people. Guys, hampus, djL, you guys been actually playing together for quite a long time, playing in Sweden. Now you're here in Brazil. Soon you're going to be in Sweden again. But thanks for taking the time to appear on the podcast. How are you feeling? Just first impressions right now.
I feel okay.
Yeah?
I mean, we had some days to melt it, you know. Obviously, I wanted to play in front of the crowd. We only got the B stream, which sucks, I think. Like, not even one game on this stage. So I'm very sad about that, but I mean, now we're here and all we can do is look forward, yeah?
Yeah. djL, how's the team kind of recovered, or maybe not recovered, but attempted to recover from the shitty result?
I mean, it's always tough, right? Because we had so high expectations. I think overall, like we felt really good coming into this tournament, and I mean, it was kind of rock bottom, you know, because I didn't feel that we were even on the server kind of when we started playing. So it's tough, you know. I still feel bad when I wake up, for sure. I don't think...
Is it the hangover? Or
No, I don't think so. But yeah, no, but I mean, it's tough, for sure. Like it's a bad feeling, of course, because you're a competitive person.
Yeah. Let's talk about the tournament, actually, and you guys coming here. NIP and the RMR 3-0, just first tournament with Aleksib, everything's perfect. Of course, won the Svenska Cup. We can't go over that. That was a huge result. Easy win. But then the expectations were kind of weird, because obviously you changed a lot in the team. Rez becoming the full-time AWPer, Aleksib being you in the lineup, coming into the major, also skipping the first part, so you're going into the legend stage, whereas competition is higher. Some people are already warmed up. What was were the expectations after seeing kind of how the first stage played out?
I don't know actually. Well, what was the expectations, Daniel?
I mean, as I said, like the expectations were really high because I think we played really good CS like at the RMR, like the first one. But maybe we even like it went too good because we felt that like shit, we're actually really good, you know. So maybe we needed like a kick in our ass like before this, because maybe this wouldn't happen, because we were, as I said, like we thought that we were really good. So I mean, we just have to like try to think about that it's not gonna happen like again, because yeah.
So what do you guys put it down to even? I mean, you were talking about not really entering the server. Do you feel like more playtime, or even playing the challenger stage, having a little bit more time to ramp up would have helped you guys?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And I don't know, like, if we put too much pressure on ourselves or whatever it was. But as I said, like, I didn't feel that the guys were like kind of not even on the server. And I don't know if that's my fault or anyone's fault, but like we are like putting a lot of pressure on ourselves that we usually don't do. Like, we don't do that. So yeah, it was definitely like a weird feeling.
Yeah, it's super weird because I think as well, like we worked super hard before this. Like after the RMR, like we had a very good boot camp, and then we had some good online practice, and like everyone is working super hard. Like rest with the AWP, like he's never worked this hard in his life before. Same with me, like I'm working much more than I did before, and everything felt super good. And then we come here and then we fucking bomb out L3.
How many hours in 2 weeks?
I don't know, more than I'm usually around 50, so I guess I had maybe 60, 70.
Okay, so you're
it's a lot for me.
Yeah, so you're take it easy kind of person in terms of playing CS.
Yeah, like I actually have an injury in my hand as well, so I can't play as much as I want to.
Okay.
But I'm working on that one. Like I'm seeing a physio, and Truls, our performance coach, is helping us or helping me with that. But like even though I didn't play as much CS as I wanted, like I still played enough in my opinion. And also like all this work, like watching the demos and like watching Povs coming with new ideas and all this, you know, because I have some new positions. So yeah, I don't know, it just felt weird because we worked so hard for this, and yeah, it didn't go our way.
Yeah. I think the kind of the biggest talking point, people point all of the issues here. It's either two things: either Aleksib is a fraud or Rez shouldn't be opting. That's kind of the community sentiment. So let's talk about Aleksib first. Like playing with him now, it's a big change in terms of you no longer in-game leading. So tell me first, from like your point of view, what changed in the team?
I think what changed mostly is like the way we play. Like when I was the in-game leader, like it was more like, of course, not just flow. We had our structure and all this. Like especially when Daniel joined the team, like he put a lot of structure in the team. But now it's like we have a lot of more rules and like agreements on how to do things in certain situations that we didn't have before. So it's some more things to think about during the games. But I think Alex is doing a great job. Like he's been really doing a good job. As you saw at RMR. And then here, I don't know, I just think like the nerves really got to us. Like, I don't know really, we didn't play at all as we did on practice or at RMR or Svenska Cupen, right? So I don't know, something changed when we got here, and I guess like everyone's thinking like it's the major and all this too much, and didn't really see it as a CS game, right?
Yeah. From your kind of point of view, or did you want to?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, from your point of view as the coach, obviously, I think when you, as he said, when you came into the team, NIP changed a bit, especially like the T sides used to be like kind of a laughing stock among analysts and stuff like that. NIP's T sides were pretty bad. Then you came in, things changed, and how big of a change is now Aleksib?
I want to add one thing to this.
Yeah.
When everyone said we had the worst T sides,
yeah,
it was only during a small period. I want to add, and if you look at the stats, their heroic were worse than us, but no one said shit about heroic. It was just NIP T side is bad. NIP's T side is bad.
So you're saying that you're a better IGL than Cadian?
That's what's up.
There you go. Write it down.
Cadian is a great player. He's
great player, but not
he's
IGL.
playing on the stage here, and I'm not. So I guess he's the better one, right?
I mean, that's how things work, right?
Yes.
If someone beats you in the game, everything he says is right, and everything you say is wrong.
Exactly.
That's how it works in CS.
True.
Yeah.
What was the question?
The question was what is the difference like for you changing the IGL?
I mean, of course, it's. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like super different, but I mean, of course, it's different because like I think Aleksib has more to say than hampus. Like I think hampus was a great in-game leader, but they're kind of different in terms of like, as you said, like it wants more rules. he wants more rules, and I don't know if it's like a little bit more structure. I would say, like when me and Hampus were like when he was the in-game leader, we played a little bit more loose. I would say, like we played a lot of like on reactions, and we had like agreements on the reactions. And here is a bit different, yeah. But I mean, overall, like I really like Aleksib. He's just a great guy overall, and I think he's super smart.
Yeah.
So
just if I can just try to break this down for like the viewer at home, when you say he has like more structure, more plans and stuff like that, does that then mean like when you start the round, let's say on the T side, you have a idea where you want to finish or like how you want to finish the round, or how does that structure kind of come into play for the viewers at home, right?
I mean, it's all about, like we say, protocols, like agreements. So I mean, like if a certain opponent do something, we like already discussed how we are gonna react on it, kind of.
Yeah.
So that's like a easy way to say it.
Yeah, and like of course he sometimes call oh, I did this as well, like we're gonna open like this and then we will try to finish like this. But now it's more like like also we have a lot of agreements in the situations. Like when we were in a 3v3 or 4v4, like I used to, you know, flow call a bit and things like this. Now it's more like when we're in this situation, like 4 and 5 or whatever, we're gonna do this, or when we're 5 and 4, we're gonna do this or this, you know.
Does that make you think more during the game than before, or like how does that work from your perspective?
For me, I think a lot less, because I had to think for
well, yeah, of course.
I had to think a lot before. So now I mainly think about myself and like these agreements. Like I'm pretty, like I have pretty good memory, so like I know what to do in this situation because we've spoken about them, and then I just think what I should do, right? But yeah, for me, I just feel super good in this new role, like not having to think for 3-4 people, you know. It's nice. And
who was the last guy you don't have to think for?
I won't mention names. we have some smart guys.
That's fair enough. How did you have to kind of like change your approach as a coach? You know, obviously you were talking about like having a more loose structure just before. Is there like, are there other things that you do now, you know, working with Aleksib that you didn't maybe before with Hampus?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And I think like the best coaches are the coaches that can adapt. I don't like coaches that has their philosophy and they will just think about that. Like I would say like I can adapt for sure, but it's still like it's a learning process for me as well, because as I said, like I have my own style and I want to adapt to Aleksib to make him as comfortable as possible. So I'm still like in a learning phase as well. Like, and it's not that like he's like fucking super structured, you know. Like that's not the thing. It's more like I know Hampus and I work with Hampus for a long time. Now it's someone else, you know. That is so. But it's fine. Like super good guy, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too. Like I learned super much. So
like what, for example? Like, can you give us an example?
But like just like how he structures rounds and like all these agreements, like I think is very good to have. Like I think like if I am to be djL like one more time in the future, like I will be a much better djL. Right?
Yeah, that's interesting. How much did people, or how do you look at, you know, the change to English communication? I mean, I know you guys have already done it before. You know, when you had us attack, there was some switching back and forth a little bit, so it's not like it's a completely new thing. How does it feel now, you know, having to do that permanently?
I mean, for me it's tough sometimes because like my English is not that good. Usually Swedes are pretty good at English, but I'm Croatian. No, but I mean it's tough, you know, sometimes when you want to like talk about like the small details, then I'm like, you know. But I mean it's fine, like overall, like it's like 90% I can talk and 10% I'm like, shit, what am I gonna say? You know?
I have to translate for him sometimes.
The nuance of the details is sometimes hard to get across. But I guess it's easier for you because you're out of the game, right? It's not that big of a deal if you need a bit more time to find a way to kind of get the idea across, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the tactical timeouts is a little bit like more tougher for me now because like we talked Swedish, right? So I mean, it was just like let's just speak here, natural. Now I have to like think about a little bit more. Like if I want to talk about details, I need to think like for like one round, you know, and say like, okay, in my head,
this is how I'm gonna say it. Yeah,
you know,
because those 30 seconds go past.
They're super fast. You know, you just do like this and it's over. Then you can't do anything.
What about from like inside the game?
For me, it's a bit rough still. Like in some situations, like there was this one round where against Sprout on Ancient, where they did when on city side, when they did like some mid pop, like with a lot of flashes, and then I was in Donut alone, And then like they threw like flashes, molotovs, like there were like 3 guys on me, and I speak, I say like I'm fucked guys, and then like I'm focusing on playing, and then I don't really register what they say in English, you know,
Yeah.
because it's so hectic. And then that's a bit rough, but yeah, time will make it better.
I think one of the big things people are talking about when this change to English happened was like focusing on Brolin. And of course, there's that kind of comment that he made when he was going from Fnatic to NIP that he wanted to communicate in the Swedish. Like that wasn't the only thing that he said, but that was one of the things that he said, and that kind of stuck with people.
Yeah.
How is he doing in terms of English?
He's doing good. Like I think he's like kind of used to it as well, because he played in Fnatic, right? So yeah, I don't think there's a problem for him. Like, and as well, like sometimes when Aleksib dies, like if it's a 2v2 or 3v3, like we can speak Swedish, right? So yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's a big problem. I think it's a bigger problem for me than it is for Berlin.
Okay, interesting.
What about from? I mean, obviously we still haven't really talked about the res and just like the idea of pushing him to the op role. I mean, I'm curious. I mean, you were pretty hyping him up quite a lot. You know, when that change happened. What do you see in him, you know, that makes you feel like he can be a top opper?
I mean, he's the most mechanically gifted player, I would say, like in Sweden. I mean, I see
far.
like by far, like there's no one, not even this guy.
No.
No, but like he's so mechanically skilled, like it's
like a robot.
And I mean, like just think about this, like Simple, Saibu, like Shiro, all those guys are just as good with rifle as as with op. So I just thought that like me and Res spoke, like, and and this is the thing, like people think that I'm just like Res, you take the op. That's not how it works. Like we talk a lot. This is something we thought about like for months, or like at least 1-2 months. We spoke a lot, and he said that like Daniel, I really wanna like try this and really like give it my all. Like he's been grinding so hard, so it kind of sucks that it went how it went, like especially for him, because he's putting in so much work that I've never seen him like do before. Yeah, I mean, as I said, like he's the most mechanically skilled guy ever. So I was like, yeah, you can
work out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still have? Is that belief still present within the team and within him after this result?
Yeah, I mean, I will always believe in my players as long as they believe in themselves. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I think he just needs to get this like op mentality, you know.
Mhm.
Like I'm doing this, I don't care what you're doing. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
selfishness,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Not like I can do this, and then someone says no. Like no, I'm gonna do this, you know.
Yeah.
So you need to get this like really like a bit cocky mentality, you know.
Yeah.
You know Zlatan.
Yeah, Zlatan, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So did you buy him his biography, Zlatan's biography?
Yeah,
It's like, you
that's
need to-
like one of the only books I've read.
Same, actually.
yeah. Did Rez read it though?
I mean,
That's a good
I will
question.
ask him.
Yeah,
I will ask
maybe
him.
If not,
that-
I get it for him.
Yeah. There you go. When is his birthday?
It's in January, I think.
Yeah.
Do
So
it soon.
it's soon. Yeah. Maybe early birthday gift.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Does
There's
he
a
have, okay.
there's a stupid question, so you go. For it.
Okay. Has he had any sort of like whenever we talk about kind of like secondary operas moving to like the primary role, there's so many protocols that the players have to kind of like learn and like even know what the angles they can take, because obviously, you know, when you secondary op, you don't really think too much about where's the other opera, what's his angles, what I need to avoid, and things like that. It's more about like just when you feel it on the CT side, having like a second op on some of the maps, right? You don't have to think about so much of these things. Is that something that he's like that? Is that been a challenge for him?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like taking up another role. Who said life is gonna be easy, right? Like you can't just take up the op and think that you will be a simple. Like that's not how it works. Like it's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of official games, and I mean, just overall, just feeling it. Like, but I think Rez is doing an amazing job. Like after I don't know how long he has been opping.
Like a month and a half,
yeah,
2 months,
month and a
something
half.
like that.
So I think he's doing a great job, and as I said, he's working his ass off.
There's a question on Twitter. Let me actually find the username because it was a great one. At Marbles Dairy, whatever that means. He says, ask Hampus why they didn't pick up Amanek to op, because he said he was the best player on G2.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Did you consider that?
No, not at all actually.
Yeah.
I think he already plays in a team, right? LDLC.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you
And
can.
we wanted to trade this res with op.
Yeah.
And I think res could still be a great opper.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
if it
sometime-
doesn't work out, Amanek is next in line.
If I get to choose, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I think res as well, like he has 2 months of playing op and they're playing against oppers who's played op their whole life. Like of course it would be rough. So I think we like our whole team overall just need some time, and then I think we'll be back on track.
Yeah, we covered the language, we covered res, we covered Aleksib. I guess the question is like where do you go from here right now? You came in with your luggage, you're going home. What is kind of the plan for the next couple of months?
I mean, the plan for now is to do as good as we can in Blast. We play Blast in
3 weeks-ish.
3 weeks. So we'll just go home today. We will review and just talk about like all these like emotions. We had a really good like team talk.
Have a few days off as well. Don't forget this.
That's what Hampus likes. Yeah.
What are you doing on the days off?
Nothing, man.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. But like after this, like I need to reset. I just need to chill, do nothing special.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the woods with my girlfriend, but it depends on how many off days we get.
Go to the woods.
Yes.
This is
just
some
chill.
kind of peak to me.
It is.
What did you want to say just before?
I don't know. I can't even remember the question actually.
And where do you go from here? Like, what's the plan?
No, but as I said, like we will focus on Blast. We will have some few days off, as he said.
Good.
There won't be many. Won't be many though. And then we'll just start practicing and like kind of like talk about what happened. Yeah, I mean we will basically
I'm
just.
reading the chat. Sorry.
I can't see the chat.
I think that's a good thing, probably.
Do you want
just say what you said.
there was like Hampus is gonna go trip on shrooms in the woods, and then
Imagine,
straight after that it was he has a girlfriend. What the fuck? What do you say to these comments?
No comment.
No comment.
I may be a gamer, but still have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard that a gamer has a girlfriend. For me, this is news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
guess I'm a rare gamer.
I thought gamers can't have girlfriends. I guess I was living in
but I'm a pro gamer.
But we will talk about it later on. I didn't know you had a girlfriend.
You didn't?
I'm kidding.
maybe there's something to be done there. Yeah, that's definitely keeping him back.
Go to major results.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit
yeah,
about
let's
what
just talk
happened.
about overall kind of your impressions of what went down. Obviously, NIP going 0-3, not a lot of people would have expected that, but I think I tweeted this out, like FaZe going 0-3 just before you guys kind of. This was like a super big news, and then NIP was like this, so
Yes.
you didn't get as much attention or shit
That's
on because of FaZe. What kind of caught your attention as like the biggest surprises, either positively or negatively?
Like during like all the teams.
Yeah.
I think Cloud9 surprised me a bit.
Yeah.
Like of course they're a very strong team. Like they were top 1 for a time, right? But like because we always play close games against them, and like their play style is good for us. But it really surprised me. Like after they went 0-2 in the challenger stage, like how they come back, and all the comebacks they had, like they have like a lot of comebacks.
Five times,
Like
I
5
think.
or 6.
Yeah,
even,
like-
I don't know.
Just going through that, like resilience they have, I think for me they're the favorites for the major. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit of a surprise.
Over Navi.
Yeah, I would pick them over Navi actually.
Okay.
They won against Navi right here, so
Yeah. Best of one.
Quick
Big
maths.
comeback.
Stage.
Big comeback though.
Yeah.
yeah. But Navi is still very good. Like Navi can still win, right?
Yeah. What do you think?
The most positive, I think Fnatic. Like I didn't think that they would go this far, and I think that like all the players that needed to step up did step up. Like Fasher, Messi especially, and I mean
Messi is good.
and I really like the team just overall. Like I worked with Roy and Nikodos in Copenhagen Flames, so. But yeah, I'm like super surprised that they went through and they were playing like this good CS, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, for me as well, like one of the surprises, definitely. Like Fnatic is a team that I wasn't even sure that would make the legend stage. Honestly, like they can, but if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. Like if OG made it over them, even one of the Brazilian teams, I felt like there was a combination there where they easily don't go through. But yeah, they did really well. What do you think, Striker? Actually, who stood out for you?
I mean, positively, I'm actually a little bit surprised by Outsiders, even though we saw like kind of like them ramping up from like Rotterdam and things like that. But just before that, I just didn't see the same Outsiders that we saw before. I thought they were missing something. The firepower was still there, but they just the change of playstyle where they not quite as slow as they were before, and getting those two guys in, it didn't feel like they were super comfortable yet. But then they won over Rotterdam and they started winning me over a little bit, and I think that's been like a really good ramp up from them. Not like a super big surprise, but definitely didn't expect them to be this good this fast after what I saw just before, like leading up to Rotterdam, basically.
Yeah. I'm super surprised by Fame as well. Like I didn't really play against him that much. He played in K23 before, I think. And then I didn't really notice him that much, but now when I played against him, like I know he's good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of surprised like how good he is, you know.
I think he was kind of on the radar, under the radar for a year almost during this like late end of COVID kind of era. K23. I think there was also a thing of him being like 5th and 6th player, like coming in and out of the roster for a while. Where then, of course, you're not going to play like peak. I think he was like finishing school or something like that. What do you think about him? Is there how do you define him as a player? Is there someone that he reminds you of?
No, I wouldn't say he reminds me of someone. No. I think he feels smart. Like he knows like how to take comfortable duels. You know, like he's always comfortable. It feels like like every time I faced him in the game, he just insta headshotted me every time. Yeah. So I felt like, shit, I can't really outsmart this guy, you know? Yeah. And of course, it's only one map, and next time I'll get it. Yeah. But I just felt like he's a very smart player.
So you're downloading some Fame demos?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, before when I saw when he had a good game on Mirage against, who was it?
Who?
Against, I don't know, he had a sick game against Mirage against a good team. Yeah. And then I was like, I asked Bolan, like, where does Fame play? Is he playing short like me? And then Bolan said, no, he's connector. And I was like, oh shit, I can't watch his demos then. Yeah. And then, but he's playing short, so Bolan is lied to me. So I will for sure watch when I get back.
This is also maybe the kind of the key of Outsiders' success at this event, and maybe like leading up to it, is they did make roster, like role changes on some maps. Yeah. Overpass especially. Did you play Overpass against them?
No, we played Mirage.
Yeah, but they played a lot of Overpass, and I know going into the event, MOUZ is like, oh, their Overpass is a big issue. They're not really comfortable, but now they just beat most of the teams.
They stomped fnatic in that first game.
15-0.
But I think Game is a very good Overpass player. So even if the team is kind of like, if they feel bad on Overpass, like Game can still win a city half for them.
It also seems like it should be a comfortable map for them considering their playstyle, especially now that they have two like a little bit more aggressive guys than they did before. Like it's just a map where map control is still like kind of the god, and that's Outsiders' playground, you know, like that. Literally, Outsiders are great at that.
And I mean, they play so differently on CT side as well. Like every time you play Outsiders, you never play in like pistol rounds. Like you only play against like weapon rounds.
Yeah, they never have equals.
They're just so good with the economy, and they stack a lot. So you know, like every time you play Outsiders, you literally play like 12 gun rounds.
Yeah. What do you think about their playstyle? Do you think, like, obviously people don't like to watch it that much, and there's a lot of criticism, but at the same time they get results. Do you think more people are gonna kind of adapt that approach that they have to the game?
I mean, especially on CT side, I think they're so hard to play against. As I said, like they always have economy. You will always face one kind of rifle or not. Like they think about the economy a lot. So I mean, overall, I really like how they play CT side. I think you win more like than you will lose, because just like how they think about like stack situations and all that, they're like super together in these situations. So even though they're losing 2-3 rounds, like I just remember like one round of Mirage, like we were leading like 11-8 or 10-8 or something, and I was like, oh, they're on eco for sure, you know, like, and then there's like five M4s. I was like, what the fuck is going on, you know? Yeah. And then they started the comeback, you know. So you really have to think about like the economy when you play against them. And it's, I mean, for me, I think it's like super rough, because I like their style as well. I think they have some smart players.
Yeah, I like it as well. I think their plays, like on T side as well, like I like how they play. Like sometimes it's a bit too complicated, I think, but I really like it. Like I said before, like a few years ago, like if I knew Russian, I would play in a Vanguard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Seems like you could
because
be
you want to play with Jame, or because you like their style?
Jame and Kickert.
Yeah?
Kickert was so good before, I remember. Like we practiced him, like he always had like 40 frags on prac.
Yeah, you'd definitely be the Yakindar of that team, man. Like that's
I would be down.
You're just like, hampus, go do your thing, and we're just gonna wait for everybody else to do something.
Yep.
What about MOUZ, for example? Like, I mean, that they were also like one of the teams that could have like high ceiling, but you know, having 3 young guys, maybe people weren't so sure.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch any of their games because I guess they played when we did prep and all this, and then the challenger stage I didn't really watch that much.
Okay.
I was just focused on fixing myself for the major, being ready. So I don't know actually about MOUZ, but like they seem to have some very strong players. Like Torsi is very good with AWP. Like Frozen has always been 15 years old and fucking super good.
Yeah,
like
perma 15.
yeah, he's always 15 if you ask him. And then yeah, like I don't know about Searchan or and the ADC. I haven't really played them that much, so I don't know like how good they are. But obviously they must be good, right? Because they made the quarters. So yeah, I'm just happy for MOUZ to like really. Yeah, they got the academy team that got sick players, and then now they have the academy team and the main team.
Would be great if you had that kind of an academy team.
Our academy team is also pretty good.
Yeah,
they're good.
Good one.
But none of your players stuck around.
It happens, you know.
No, but with MOUZ,
But I think as well, like our academy team is good, and like last year when I took time off, like they won Dubai with CTR, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think like there's also a lot of positives to see, and of course like some players need more time than others. Like if you see, for example, Nilo in our team now, like I think he's the next Borland. I think.
Yeah.
Like he's smashing in the academy league, and this is looking super good.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
no, I was just gonna say like I didn't look too much at MOUZ, but I think like one thing that I know for like the community, I know like Cyclone got a lot of like bash because of like taking in academy players and things like that. But I'm actually like super impressed of him that he like makes it work. So I just want to highlight that.
It's kind of funny that, you know, people were like, remember when MOUZ and XT were winning those academy leagues and the main team was struggling at that time, like barely. There was even a time where the academy team was ranked above.
Yeah, I think they were 14 and 16.
It was more like 25 or something like that at that point. But like,
that's funny,
obviously people were just like joking about just put MOUZ and XT in the main team, and they literally did that like for the core, like over like the next 6 months or whatever it was.
I mean,
you know,
when
like
you think about like Shuhei, whatever, it's that dude. He's also pretty good. Like he's proving he got to the major with a team that got assembled like 2 months ago. Which is literally like a leftover team. Like players from all over that like Acork was kind of just like thrown aside from MOUZ Sports. Kios was just like journeymaning around like these like Gamer Legions, the 2 players that they had that were there.
Don't forget Isak.
Yeah. I mean,
you played with him, right?
I never played CSGO with him, but
really?
Before I played CS, me and him played Call of Duty together.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
When I think he was like 9 and I was like 12.
What
okay.
the hell?
What Call of Duty was this?
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2.
We were trick shotters.
Oh,
yeah.
So like Rops?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is your best achievement or memory from that time?
I have no idea.
Did someone retweet your highlight?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't remember. But my best achievement from that time was getting my friend to buy me CS.
There you go. Best decision of his life.
Yes.
When did you actually start playing CS?
I guess I was 15 maybe.
Oh, so still, I don't know.
So
I can't
it's
do math. 1.6 or?
No, yeah, I played a little bit 1.6 because my dad played. So I played on his computer sometimes, but my mom didn't like it.
Because it was
You
violent.
know, shooting and everything like this.
Yeah.
And then I played like a bit of Source with my friends, but like only a few hundred hours. And then I played a lot of Modern Warfare 2. And then my Modern Warfare 2 friends, they was like, we started playing CS, and I was like, yeah, if you want me to play, buy it for me. And then it happened, and now we're here.
Did you buy them drinks after that?
No.
Do you talk to them?
No.
You're very grateful.
Sometimes. You know, we grew from each other. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it does happen like that.
Yes.
It does happen like that. Let's
I wanted to talk about actually just the major in general, because like obviously when we were heading into it, we've been kind of like talking about the same thing for like a month, where like all the favorites are like none of the favorites seem like comfortable enough, not unbeatable. There's no era going on at the moment, even with FaZe, you know, having the first half of the year that they had. Were you guys surprised that like, you know, we only have 2 of the 5 teams that we kind of expected to go far? Like, you know, FaZe, Vitality, Liquid, none of them made it to the playoffs, right? So we only have Cloud9 and Navi from like the big teams that we expected.
I was not surprised, not at all, because as you said, like I think it's like to say that someone is a favorite right now is just so hard. I just know that like CS teams are really strong against opponents that are worse than them. I think that's at least what I think. So at least, I mean, like Vitality, us, other guys, yeah, exactly, losing. No, I think it could happen for sure, but I don't think it would be this many like teams outside of the top 10 that wouldn't make it for sure.
Pick'ems.
Rip the pick'ems.
That's a lot.
Striker,
The
how
ESL stole our computers. I couldn't even do the pick'ems for the championship stage. Imagine that, huh?
I
Like
mean,
I'm stuck with the silver coin.
there's still time, right?
There is, but still no computer.
You can?
How?
There's
there's
websites.
websites.
You
Do
need
you
to
want
show
to
me
use
after then.
do you want to use my PC?
Yes, please.
Then
There you
Hampus is
I
getting
don't want a
scammed
silver
later.
Yeah,
I don't even
I'll
know
use
if I
your
made it.
account and get you back after that.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
And then I'm gonna have a pre-written article on HLTV Hampus back
Backbend.
instantly go out.
It's just like 1 second after it
Let's
happens.
go, Jackson in the mud.
What did you want to ask me?
I don't remember. It was something super important.
Okay.
There's a bunch of actually different things. I actually wanted to ask, like, djL as a player turned coach. You guys played together for a long time. You're someone that obviously result-wise improved NIP. I think coming into it, no one expected much. It was like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, he's been around. I think, honestly, I feel like 90% of the global fan base of CS had no idea who you were when you signed for NIP.
Yeah.
So I think I want to get a bit of more like spotlight on you to kind of let people know who you are, where you came from, and what you bring, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say this story, but I'm never gonna do it again.
Okay. I think
so-
just if you can see the preview monitor, you're kind of in the edge there. So if you can just just do that,
That's
so
good.
like people can see you,
Beautiful.
because this is
Beautiful.
now your moment
Yes.
to shine.
So even though like how everything even started with me and Hampus, like this is way back, like 6-7 years. So we
Long
were
time ago.
like we were doing a team, like a super team in Sweden, of like not NIP, Fnatic.
Left or super team.
Yes, it was like Hampus, Freddy Frog, Relaxa,
Mhm.
my two twins,
Mhm.
everyone is saying,
Mhm.
boys.
Rusty,
Yes.
and Swedish.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
It was those 5.
Yeah.
So there was no place for me. So Hampus was like, fuck you, Daniel, you're not that good at playing, but you can actually be the coach.
Did I say this?
Yes.
I'm just honest, I guess.
So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just coach. What does a coach do, you know? Like, so I think back then I was more like of the good guy, funny
Hype
guy.
man.
Like I didn't know like what is coaching, you know? Like I didn't know. So that was like the beginning, I would say. And after that, I started to playing in. I mean, it was big teams, right? It wasn't big teams. I kind of played with pretty much the same players, like Freddy Frog, Relaxa. Like after that,
Yeah.
Hampus went to other teams. Then
Yeah.
we started to play again in Gamer Legion with some other guys like Drake. Was it Drake and Dennis?
Freddy B.
Yeah, Freddy B. And that was like kind of like we felt that both of us have developed in like me coaching. I was just not the guy that was screaming all the time and you know, like the hype guy. And Hampus was so much different as well. And then somehow I was actually gonna quit with CS. I said that Copenhagen Flames is gonna be my last team. It was with Roy, Nico, Dos, Hooksy, and those guys. And I said like, if I'm not gonna make this work, I will just like I don't bother to do this anymore. Like, but I felt that I deserved more. So I was like super happy when NIP called me. So from Copenhagen Flames, I went to Apex, and like in Apex, I was not there for too long, and then I got my call from NIP, and I was the happiest guy on the earth, kinda.
Yeah.
Because I felt that
Me too.
I kind of felt that I deserved it because I worked so hard, and I think I have like I'm pretty smart at the game. I'm just not like the hype guy, but that was like kind of how it started, and now we're
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you were talking about I'm not the hype guy. Literally, all hampus has been saying, "Oh, we have so much energy from djL." Like, hypes us up
Yeah, I mean,
all the time.
I will still like try to give them energy, right? It's so hard at the major
Yeah,
because
right.
you can't do anything.
Oh, yeah, you can't cheer
You can
even.
talk for 2 minutes. But yeah, that's kind of my story in super fast.
How much did you have to do with that? Obviously, having that history.
I mean, I just told Jonas like he's a very good guy, and I think like as you saw, like I saw when Copenhagen Flames, when they were still kinda like unknown, and then they got into the top 30, like I think they got like 25 or something. Then me and Rusty was in a chat, and I was like, if I ever change coach from Threat, my next coach will be djL again for sure. And then yeah, I just tried to push it as much as possible to Jonas, and then they got a meeting, and then if Daniel's got a meeting, he will fix it himself, right? 'Cause he's fucking best. So
Yeah.
the rest is history.
Nice. Were you in Red Reserve as
Yes.
well? Were you? Did you play against CLG in that game?
Yes.
Yes.
So you witnessed the Kusta FNS
Yeah.
situation.
Michael Lille already unplugged his cable.
Yeah.
So that was
I will
bro.
never.
I just
forget
looked
that
up at him, bro. They didn't defuse, bro.
And then you won the game.
Yes.
In the NIP in the final? Was that the game?
Yeah, it was an IP in the
game.
final.
We lost.
We
I
lost.
mean, that was
2-0.
that was okay.
Yeah, but we played like this super long semi-final against who was
CLG?
it? No, that was
Oh,
the semi.
heroic.
It was against Heroic.
Ah,
I think
CLG was in
we-
the group stage.
Yeah, it was the elimination game.
Oh damn.
So we played a super long game against Heroic, like 4 or 5 hour game, and then we got like 45 minutes, and then final against NIP.
DreamHack vibes
Yes.
back in the day.
Not fair. Have to add, not fair.
Not fair.
No.
What are they supposed to pause time for you guys so you can rest?
Yes. At least give
Freeze.
us time to eat, you know.
Ah, maybe you can
That's
eat the
fair enough.
dick and just play the game.
Yeah, it would be lovely.
Let's. Is there something I wanted to ask?
Quarterfinals. I don't know.
Let's talk about quarterfinals.
Can do that.
Quarterfinals.
Corner.
We have 2 games today in like an hour or a bit over that. I think people in chat were asking about Sponge. I think it's pretty obvious that he is going to be casting the first game.
Yep.
So
He has a real job.
He has actual job. Yeah.
Yeah.
We here don't have an actual job,
Oh.
and you also don't have an actual
Yeah, I
job.
don't have him.
Yeah, you just
Not
play
for a
video
few
games.
days at
Yes.
least.
Yeah. It's a few off days.
He's gonna be. I think he's casting Outsiders Fnatic, and that's
Yep.
the first quarterfinal, and then we have MOUZ Cloud9 after that. Let's start talking about Outsiders Fnatic. 5-10 minutes for each game, and then we can kind of close the show.
Yep.
We talked about Outsiders a bit. Me and Striker talked about these 2 teams and how they matched up. What do you guys think? Is there actually a chance, or how do you see Fnatic potentially winning this?
I don't think they can.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
No, but I just think that like Outsiders overall is just better in every aspect of the game.
This is exactly what I said yesterday as well.
No, but I just think that, and I mean, of course, like you have to show up, right?
Yeah.
If Outsiders doesn't show up, Fnatic will win. But I mean, I just think overall, like they're a better team. They've been playing way more with each other as well, because you have to think about like Fnatic is a kind of new team as well. I would say like they didn't play too much. So yeah, I mean, Outsiders for me is like a clear favorite, just because like how they think about the game.
Yeah, I think Outsiders is the favorite as well. I think they're the better team, but I think like the Fnatic players have a higher individual peak.
Okay.
Like Nikodos, for example, like when he plays against us, he always drop 30. So if
Okay.
he just drop 30 today, it should be fine.
So you think he has a higher individual peak than Jame?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
But Jame has a lot of different things to do. Like I think
Yeah.
he's the one managing the economy, like saying like he's
he's
a
pretty
yell, right?
consistent, but yeah.
But I think Nikodos can really pop off, right? Like I think like when I played against Nikodos, like it really feels like he can take over a game.
Yeah.
And when I played Jame, it's not really the same feeling. Game is more like he's hitting his shots,
Sits
go
back,
and save,
yeah.
has the up every round. You know, it's like.
Yeah.
And then also like Fasher is playing. He has been playing so good, and I think Crims is still one of the best players in the world. Like even though maybe he has had a not so good like period as he had before, but I still think like it's the major, right? And
Yeah.
he's like a legendary player. So I think if like going onto the stage, I think he really can show what he's got. You know.
I think it's interesting that both teams are kind of like there's no weakness to exploit in terms of individuals. So
Yeah.
like because they're just built that way. You know,
Yeah.
Jame is the in-game leader. Obviously, for Outsiders, it's not like a guy you can just pick out in the
No.
game and then
Yeah.
like find a spot that you can exploit. And the same for Fnatic. I mean,
Yeah.
they just have like all 5 different players.
Yeah,
Can
it
step
will
up.
be interesting to see how Messi calls on the stage as well. Like it's his first major, and this is his first big stage, I
Yeah.
think.
Pretty sure.
So like if the nerves get to him, the team might be fucked. So I hope he keeps his calm.
Yeah,
But
he's
a very calm guy. And
that's kind of a weak
nice
point
guy.
because obviously there's like some new players to the big playoff games on both sides.
and MOUZ for Fnatic and then Fame and Outsiders.
Yeah.
Fame and Norbert for Outsiders.
Yeah, but like it's different if it's the IGL, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where the team is built on what he's gonna call. So that's kind of a tricky situation. But definitely, I think Crims is a guy, as you said, like you can't count him off.
No, never.
Despite like all of the performances of Fnatic in the last year, some of them were like there were some very bad periods, and Crims at times looked like whatever. You always kind of you give him the kind of the benefit of the doubt that he can show up in any game, and he has been proving that consistently. Like very good game over here consistently. Like maybe if it's not. Even if he doesn't play well, he's never going to be like trash level. He's never going to post like a 0.5 rating at an event. It just literally does not happen. And that's it's really a really interesting and kind of almost overlooked player out of this like whole old Fnatic core with like Pronax and JW. He was always kind of just a rock player and continues to be that. So it's an interesting story and just a narrative about Fnatic and Crims. But yeah, it seems like a pretty one-sided thing in terms of experience and everything. Everything's on the side of Outsiders. What about the map pool? Is there any maps that you think Fnatic can get the upper hand on?
Let's hope they pick Overpass again.
Yeah? Do you think it's
Dude, that's not gonna happen, surely.
No, if it happens, they must have a good plan. They
Yeah.
almost got 16-0
They got
last time,
15-0, on the T side. So I don't think that's happening. But it would be a curveball, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Outside is ready for that one. But no, I don't know actually their map pool. I guess they should play Inferno maybe. Inferno third map, and then they pick. I don't even know. Man.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I just know that
I don't even know.
I just know that from my own experience, you don't pick Overpass.
No, yeah, we learned that in.
you don't
Malta.
pick against Outsiders
In
or in
Pro League.
general?
We don't pick Overpass anymore.
Yeah, we learned that in Pro League.
I remember
Got like 6 rounds in 3 games.
Yeah, that's rough. But also when you came in, I felt like NIP's Overpass became much better, like T-side especially. And I remember back in this would be like 2018, 2019, when you were still playing, and I can't remember the team. Was it Chaos at the time when you played the counter pit events?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was actually
Chaos.
casting those.
Yeah.
I think you won.
We won against
one season.
Havu in the final or something. I think it was Havu.
And you had who was playing there? Plessen was playing.
Yeah,
He was
Plessen,
doing
Plessen and
sick.
Botan and the Twins.
Yeah. But I remember Overpass, and you're a pretty tricky player back then. Like you just found all of these holes on Overpass that did not exist.
I'm always saying this to my players. I said like you have to go back and look at my Overpass demos.
There you go.
Because that's the only map I was good at.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I love it to so much as well. You know, so I'm just fucking around with them as well sometimes when they're like not doing too well on Monster, for example. Like and I'm just saying like,
Here's what I would do.
Look at djL Overpass demos like 2000. I don't know when. You know.
But yeah, I mean, it's also kind of funny because Serbian players don't like Overpass. And back in the day when I was coaching in a Croatian team, Lokastic, we used to play Overpass all the time. It was like Overpass Croatian map.
Yes.
And we're great. So there's a connection there. djL originally kind of sourced from Croatia.
Yes.
Straight from the source. But yeah, Hunter, Nico, all of these guys fucking hate Overpass. It's funny. They're Bosnian, Serbian. I just started something in chat now. Fuck it. It's the same thing every time.
That was a bad idea.
Doesn't matter. Let's talk about Cloud9 and MOUZ Sports, because I think this is a match on paper one-sided, but I think that it could be pretty interesting actually. I don't know if you guys, does anyone disagree with this, that MOUZ could actually make this a very, very competitive game?
I mean, I think it will be 2-1 to Cloud9, just because I think that they struggle a little bit on Inferno. Yeah. And MOUZ is kind of good at Inferno, I would say. So it will be a 2-1, and I think that like they're doing something good at like the MOUZ side. I think they're doing something good, and they have like so many young players that are so talented. But I don't think this is it. You know, like Cloud9 overall are just so good. Did I say something weird?
No.
I did this and the came through.
You could hear it everywhere. That was funny. No, I mean, I like generally I agree because of especially because of how young MOUZ have been. But I mean that was kind of like the reasoning I had for them potentially just crumbling in the first place.
I had to do it. My Croatian fellow, you know, countryman.
Yeah, I just had the like from the start of the major, I just had that logic the same way where I wasn't even sure if they were gonna make it past the challenger stage because you know if they play on the stage, they do have a lot of young guys and you know not a lot of them very experienced at playing some of these tournaments where there's a crowd, things like that. But Xtrfy has just like completely blew my expectations out of the water. He just doesn't seem to give a shit about whatever's in front of him. He's just making the same plays that he was before. So,
but it's Israeli players, like they are something else.
Yes.
Yeah. Spinks kind of doesn't. You have to say that he's not really enjoying the spotlight and the kind of the pressure that comes with Vitality.
Yeah.
I think despite some of the role changes and I don't know, you can say maybe that's one of the problem, but one of the problem can still be just the communication Vitality, which I feel like even though they said, oh, it's better now, I'm not really 100% sure. Like I still feel it's not ideal. I feel like there's some over communication, a bit of like too much energy from certain players. Apex. that if you just get thrown into that compared to like Xtrfy, everyone was just like
very calm,
very calm players, even though they're not finished anymore. I feel like it's maybe hard to adapt to that, and then him individually kind of tanked at this event.
Yeah, I think as well. Like I think Apex and Marco or Snappy, they called a bit different, and I think he still just needs some time to get used to Apex calling.
Yeah, I mean Snappy kind of historically does have maybe a deeper view into the round, less like on the fly, more like you know what you're gonna expect from the round, right? And then you don't need to communicate as much if you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So that's maybe the thing where it's different compared.
I mean,
to
I
teams.
coached him in contact, so I know. But I'm not gonna say anything.
You're not gonna say. Yeah, well, actually, you worked with both.
Yes.
Yeah, Snappy and the Spinks were there.
Exactly.
And the Rigon.
Yes. Yeah.
And Smoya.
Otond. Yeah. And Esperanto. Yeah.
What a
Dream
crazy
team.
What a crazy team.
That should have been a better team than it was.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Blame the coach, maybe.
I mean, definitely.
What about the org? Are they still in CS? Who knows? They're probably waiting for the next season of Flashpoint. It's another game where you see an obvious favorite, but I'm definitely looking forward to see MOUZ perform on the stage. I was just here in the hotel, and you see all of these players passing by. You see like Spirit players, MOUZ players. Like we're in the playoffs of a major. Where is fucking Nico? Where is Dupree? Where is Device? Glaive? You know, where's Olofmeister? All of these players are like, you know.
Olofmeister walk past here.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
waved at
came
me.
in because I mean he's
Him
playing,
and
he's playing the show match, right?
Yeah, I know,
So-
but
So he's here.
they're as a
Bad
token,
example.
not an actual competitor. But it's I feel like it's a transitionary period almost for CS because all of these legends that we had before that were untouchable in a way are not here, and players like fucking MOUZ. Okay, fnatic are kind of older guys, but also pretty inexperienced across the board, aside from Crims. It's
basically just Navi, and even they have a lot of new players, right? Like
Yeah,
it's just
it's
basically
simple
simple as the
electronic.
and simple.
yeah. So
Well, if you think like even if you look at across the board, right? Like okay, MOUZ obviously 3 very new players. Frozen still very young. Dexter is the only kind of like quote unquote veteran. Cloud9 is a team that only came into the scene basically 2.5 years ago, or like ish. And only came into the top scene. Outsiders, James is like a very modern approach, modern team in general, modern players. Fnatic, yeah, that's the only team that's kind of like a lot of old guys, but still not experienced. Nikolas Roy only like 2 years that we've seen them play. Fasher only literally just this year that he's started to play on the top team. Spirits is the youngest team at the major, I think, or like one of the 2 youngest or anything like that. Heroic is like the only. Again, like one of the at least the team that have a lot of players that have been around for a while, and that's basically it. Because then you have Furia, also a team that only came in like 2.5, 3 years ago, and Navi. So like it's this major has been a lot about the new guys.
Yeah. Do you think that this is the future? Like we are definitely kind of in a changing of the guards.
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, still like Nico and these guys, they will come back for sure.
Yeah.
Like we'll see them here in next major for sure.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, a little bit, but we'll still have some old dogs left.
Just let's run over kind of the rest of the bracket. We have on the other side we have Heroic and Spirit, and then we have Navi and Furia. That is kind of the harder part of the bracket to predict. What do you guys see happening?
I don't know. I think the Heroic Spirit game is very rough to predict, because like Heroic has been looking very good here so far, and Spirit as well, and like they got to the last semi-final of the major and they changed the AWPer, and I think their new AWPer Wonderful is looking super good.
He's been super consistent.
Yeah,
like, he's not had
good.
an off game. Like that's the crazy part. Like he's playing his first major and he's been beasting it. It's crazy.
And I feel like the Spirit guys, they don't really care about anything outside. They just focus on their things and doing their stuff, you know.
Even if anything, they've embraced like the villain role, because they've just been taunting the crowd, like their mental coach and things like that. And even they, like the players, have kind of embraced that. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like they're gonna give a shit. Even like it's kind of crazy. They have like 3 19-year-olds or something like that. It's Wonderful 17 and something, and they don't give a shit about whatever pressure.
But Heroic, I saw they gave away a lot of Heroic shirts, so they will have a lot of fans in that game. And I think Cajun really feeds off that energy. So I think like that may give Heroic an advantage, but I still like both. It's a real 50-50 game for me.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, I think Heroic has like an excellent team, but they are struggling versus CS teams, like the Navis, Cloud9s. So I still think Spirit has the upper edge, but if Heroic makes it work, they will go far for sure.
Navi Furia.
Questions. Asked chat for questions. Question for Hampus: boobs or ass?
Ass. You?
Well, my ass is great, so I'll go for ass.
Nice. I like your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Do you want a picture?
Sure.
Yeah. Add me on Be Real.
Yeah, I'll do it later.
There you go. There are more questions now. I just say kick W's. Any up and coming Swedish talents to watch out for? You already said
Nilo.
Anyone else that comes to mind that isn't affiliated with your organization?
Yeah, I guess Isak, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like he's still like pretty new, I would say. Like he didn't really have that many Swedish teams before he joined Gamer Legion.
Yeah.
And then the old Gamer Legion lineup, they didn't really do that much. Like they had a good team on paper, but they always choked when it mattered. And now Isak came here, and then he qualified from the RMR, and then the major, and I think they did good. They won 2 games in Challenger stage. No?
Yeah, they were 2-0 and then tanked.
Yeah, they were 2-0 even. So I mean, Isak for sure.
There's this guy that's gonna play at Red Bull Flick, Esetag and Jonas Gundersen.
No, not Swedish.
But he's Danish.
This is a different question. It's a different question. What do you think he's gonna perform there? Your Chief Operating Officer.
Yeah, man, he has been working super hard for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing CS every day, all day, so he's ready.
How do you feel about the fact that he flew in here, 12-hour flight, only for you guys to be eliminated 20 minutes after that?
It is how it is sometimes, man.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah.
Not much to say.
It's not your problem.
I mean, I would have liked to win at least one game, right? But now we're here.
Okay. Striker, do you have any questions?
No, I think I'm done.
Do you have any questions for us?
No, not really.
No, there you go. We're not that interested. How do you like the Caipirinha?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Is it done with lime?
Yes.
Yeah, I
don't like that one.
What?
I don't like it.
No? Why?
I like the Capiroshka with strawberry. You try that one?
Okay. Isn't Capiroshka just with vodka?
I don't know. It's
I think Caipirinha is with their I don't know what.
But you can do different fruits.
Yeah. But then you can ask for different fruits. I think Capiroshka is vodka based.
I have no
idea. That's the whole difference. But the fruits are not based on the name actually. But maybe someone can fix this in chat. But yeah, we are looking forward to seeing you guys at Blast. That's gonna be interesting tournament. This is actually a question to kind of close off on. How do you feel now that the major is done, but we still have a couple of tournaments going on? It feels like kind of like the last tournaments are a bit deflated in terms of the expectations and everything. How do you look at that?
I think it sucks.
Yeah.
I think the major should be the last one on the season.
Yeah.
Like, because you work so hard coming up to the major, and then like after the major you really want to take this break, right?
Yeah.
And now you
go into the woods for a week, not 3 days.
But now we have to, there's 1 week to Blast, I think, ish.
No, I think there's more than that.
It's like 10 days maybe.
Yeah.
We have to be there. So it's like, I think it's bad. I think it's bad. Like last year after as well, I don't remember exactly what happened, but when Liquid went to the blast with just this, like everyone knew they were
that
that team,
yeah, Vitality too.
and we lost to them, of course. But yeah, I think like that just like it's just a waste of time, in my opinion.
Imagine if you'd go to Espo. It's literally like 3 days after the major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in a perfect world, everyone wants majors as the last ones. But I mean, we will definitely do everything to do good in Blast, because I think I wrote a tweet about it that like the fans like should really like expect more, or like this was not fine, you know, like that's what I'm saying, like it was not fine for NIP, for my team, for myself. So like we will do everything to do good in Blast.
Yep.
There's a question. Ask Striker and Prof if they think about HLTV rating 3.0. You can see stats in game. Why do you not expand it? Like this is
3.0.
3.0. This is something that has been discussed in the works. Yeah, it's not like we're like, oh, HLTV rating 2.0 is perfect. No. I think even when it came out like 5 years ago, we didn't think it was perfect. So it's just complicated. Some of these things take time and a lot of development to kind of figure out. So definitely in the works.
There's always kind of like new stats and new ways to evaluate performance that Peter specifically has always kind of like trying to be thinking about and things like that. So yeah, that's one of those things for sure.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of it. Let's give you some time to give some like closing thoughts if you have anything to say to the viewers at home, friends, family, some of the guys that bought you CSGO 5 years ago.
Thank you for buying me CS, man.
There we go. Anything you want to say?
No, but thank you for making me comfortable. I hate doing these things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The drink to go and things like that.
I vidimo se u Švedsku. Ja idem sada, pa čućemo se.
Yeah, može pomalo.
Pomalo.
Hampus, anything you want to add?
Thanks for having us. It's always fun to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks to NIP and Jonas Gunderson personally for allowing this to happen, and hopefully have more appearances from these young, fine gentlemen on our show.
He's pretty old.
Come on.
I am older than everyone here, so what do you want to say?
It's nice to be old, no? You have knowledge.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's not even knowledge, wisdom.
That's what's up.
Wisdom is when you can apply the knowledge.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that is what's up.
Yeah.
And that's why I went to bed last night at 11.
Me too.
Yeah.
You can make your own decisions
together.
That's nice.
I like Res.
I also like Res. What did you say? Thank you to our sponsors, Xtrfy, Bitskins, and OneBet. Once again, shout out to them. Shout out to everyone watching. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 12. We'll see about the guest. Sponge will be here, so I don't have to host, which is going to be amazing. So maybe tomorrow I can have some drinks and go to bed at like 5 a.m. and just be a zombie.
Beautiful.
We'll see. Shout out to NIP. Safe trip home, and see you guys at the arena or online on podcasts, wherever.
Thank you.
Boom.
Add some fun to your space with Xtrfy, designed in Sweden with focus on quality products built on experience. You're looking at Project 4, their 4th generation of products with super cool colorways to stand out, with matching sets to satisfy with a solid B4 bungee, lightweight ergonomic M4 mouse, the K4 keyboard is fantastic, all of which are performance focused, and finish it off with colorful GP4 mouse mats that are bold in design and smooth on the surface. The retro theme in particular has got the feels. Complete your setup with Xtrfy. No regrets, guaranteed.
Finally, I found what I was looking for. Now that my search is over, it's gonna be a tough choice. But fortunately, no need to choose. When you can just have them all. Buy and sell skins on Bitskins.com.
Your bet, your game.